Existential fears. A topic that is present for all of us. Why? Because we are here as human beings and we are in a physical package, so we have to sustain ourselves. We have to find the food, like the animals. We have to have the money, the shelter. And then as human beings, there's another thing important for us. We have to find the sense, the meaning of our lives. So existential fears is a very natural thing. That's the instinct that's driving us forward. That's the same instinct that makes the deer jump over the river and run away from the fox to save his life. That's the same instinct that allows the squirrel to put the nuts in the ground and find them after winter for getting nutrition. So it is a very basic instinct and it's connected to our root chakra for us. And in our modern society, all those topics, all those instincts are focused on the money topic. So whenever we have existential fears, whenever we have the need and the drive to sustain ourselves, it is programmed in our minds with the connection to money. So existential fears for most of us is about, can I make enough money to survive this month? Do I have enough money to pay my rent? Do I have enough money to pay my food? Do I have enough money to pay my kids' education at school? Do I have enough money to have some joy and pleasures in life? And for me it was a very long journey as well. So I had so strong existential fears that sometimes I had panic attacks when I was living in Munich because I didn't know how to pay the rent, how to pay the food. While I was studying in Munich, I didn't know how to pay anything because there was no income at some point. And I always worked, I've always been working for my money, so existential fears do not normally have something to do with being lazy or with the people who are trying to make money from the state and not knowing how to organize their lives. I have been a person that always has been eager to do and willing to work hard, and still I had a mindset that didn't allow me to keep the money and the energy within me. So I was always running out of money, and at points where I didn't have any money, there was nobody there, no family who could give me money, no boyfriend who wanted to give me money, nothing. So I was really desperate at times, and then I decided to start fasting because the fridge was empty anyways, and I knew fasting is something healthy for the body. So I always tried to make the best out of things, and then later I understood it was also because of me and my mindset. I didn't allow myself to receive. That was the biggest lesson, because there are friends who always were willing and open to help me in financial crises. There were different opportunities, but I couldn't see them. I was blind in panic, and that is the state of existential fears, being blind with panic. And this blindness and that panic brings you in a situation where you're just sitting like this in a corner and you can't move forward. So what I want to show you today is I'm gonna explain you how I came from a moment of existential fears and I managed to go to a field of abundance. So I had my life living completely freely, traveling through the world 3 years without any money problems. And I was living in places and I had the most beautiful time of my life, and I didn't have any money. Now I'm living in my new home and I have the money from my own business, from my own freedom, from my own coaching, to sustain a beautiful flat and have money for food and have money on my path. And still it's kicking in from time to time that I have this moment of, oh God, is it going to work? Oh God, can I handle this? Oh God, what if it's not working? And it's always coming back to trust and then being open to create. So let me tell you a story. When I was in South America, and I had some money on my bank account for my travels. And whatever I tried starting online sessions at that time. I looked for jobs, I looked for work-away jobs and online jobs and jobs in Germany. I even applied for jobs in Germany, so in case I would get a job, I would go back to Germany. But whatever I tried, nothing worked out, nothing. Like there was no money coming in, and my bank account was going less and less and less and less. And I knew I could ask some friends at that point to borrow me some money to get a flight back to Germany. But what then? I was applying for jobs in Germany, so the situation would have been the same. I would still not know what I want to do, where I would like to be, and how my life would look like. So it would have been the same situation, but I would have borrowed money for the flight. So I decided to stay and face this lesson in South America. And then my bank account was almost empty. I think I had like $50 on the bank account left, something like that. And I had a bus ticket from where was I? From Arequipa in Peru, which is the south of Peru. I had a bus ticket to Santiago de Chile, where I wanted to celebrate Christmas with my friends. And when I was sitting there waiting for the bus, on that day I had my phone in my hand, and I had put my credit card, my ID, my last money, which were like 10 around 10 euro, but I think it was in Peruvian sol, so I think I had, or maybe I had 20 sol or something like that, so really little money I had in the pocket, my phone and my bus ticket. And before I never did that, put all the things together, because I always thought like if somebody steals it, it's better to have the ID there, the money there, and the phone there, to keep it separate, to be safe in case something got stolen, to still have something. On that day, however, I had put everything together and was sitting at the bus station waiting for the bus, and a girl came by on the bicycle and took my phone out of my hand and ran off. And I was like seeing that, and I was like, oh shit. Everything I had was gone in 1 second. I was left in a foreign country where I wouldn't speak the language at that point, with no money, no bus ticket, no phone to organize anything, no credit card to get the last money that I had on my bank, and yeah, completely lost. So I saw that happening, and I was like, oh shit. And instantly somebody came to me and was like, oh girl, I saw what happened, come, let's go to the police, I help you. And he gave me like 1,000 pesos, or maybe I was in Chile already. Yeah, I guess I was at the border of Chile. Arica, yes, that's where I was. I was in Arica, not Arequipa. Arequipa is in Peru. Arica in the north of Chile. And he gave me like 1,000 pesos, which is about like €1. And he said like, here, so you can call the police. And then he helped me, and he brought me to another person who was a security officer, and that one brought me to a translator. Luckily there was somebody who spoke a little bit of German. They brought me to the lady where I bought the bus ticket, and because there was a witness, they gave me an exchange ticket for the half of the trip that I had bought before. So it was like the half of the trip. And I was like, okay, well, so I'm at least I'm going in the right direction. I have no money for food, I have no money for drinks, but I can I can fast for 2 days as long as I'm gonna make it to my friends. I just have to find a solution for the second part of the trip, and hopefully somebody can give me some water so I can survive, basically. And at that point I felt so safe. It was so weird. It was like a shock. My mind was in shock, but my system felt safe, and I felt like this is the right thing that is happening right now. It's like it was supposed to happen. I was waiting for that moment because I wanted to learn that lesson. And I was sitting in the bus and I was talking to the universe, as I do when I am reflecting, and I was literally saying, like, life, okay, this is okay that this is happening. Just make it easy for me. Show me that it works. It's okay. I'm here to learn. I'm here to accept. I'm here to trust. I'm here to surrender. But please make it safe for me. I want to be safe. I do not want to end up sleeping under a bridge. I do not want to hitchhike in a country where it's dangerous to hitchhike. I would like to have some water. I don't want to starve on water for 2-3 days. That's not healthy for my body. Just make it safe for me. I'm willing, I'm ready, I'm okay to face this lesson. I'm surrendering here, but please make it safe for me. And I had a good feeling. And then the bus driver told me I can go to the police and organize another ticket for the second part of the trip, and people listened to my story and they gave me their water and their lunch package, and somebody else allowed me to take their phone so I could inform my friend when I would be arriving, and everything started to be really flowing and helpful because I had no choice but to say thank you. Yes, I take that. Yes, I'm really in need now. Yes, thank you for your help. I even went in a coffee shop, and I told them what happened, that I had no money, if I could please take the computer for 1 hour because I would need it to organize something. And then of course they said, like, yes, no problem, girl, go here, take it. And then I was sitting in a coffee, and I think I had £1 or something left, no bills, but I had some coin money left, so I brought myself a drink in the middle of the day when I arrived in the middle stop, because the trip was like 2 days. So I had 1 full night travels, then I arrived, had a full day stay in San Pedro de Atacama, and then I had another day trip from there to Santiago de Chile. So when I was in San Pedro, I was like sitting in the coffee, and I didn't have my phone, so I didn't know what to do. I had my luggage storage at the bus station, so I would be free. So I didn't have a book, I didn't have anything to do. And it was a weird situation because I was just sitting in the coffee and looking at the walls, looking at the people, trying to understand the conversations, looking at my tea, trying to recap what had happened, what I'm in right now, what was going on in my life. So I was like, okay. And then 2 girls appeared, the lovely, beautiful Italian girls. So girls, if you see this, hi and thank you. So we started chatting, and they were super nice girls, super easygoing and super fluent, and beautiful people. And I felt like ashamed to tell them what was going on with me, and I felt ashamed because I felt guilty also that I didn't manage to have any money left, and that I didn't manage, like, even if I would still have my credit card, there would not have been any money on it. So I felt like, damn, it's like I can play the victim role, but it's my fault, like nothing happened here without my consent. So I wanted this to happen, so how can I tell the people that I'm a poor victim and I can't handle this? So I felt ashamed to share my story, but then at the end of the conversation I did it, and they were like, oh wow, can we buy you some lunch, are you hungry? And I was like, I'm actually super hungry, so yes, that would be beautiful. and they bought me some lunch, and then they left because they had to go, and I was like, oh, wow, thank you, life. It's wow, in the last 24 hours people have been so good to me. And I was reflecting what was happening, and then I was like, I think I just have to learn to receive. It's really a lesson about receiving. Yeah, and receiving money is also receiving, right? So I was like, okay, even for a job, it's like I need to receive help, I need to receive money, I need to receive energy. So for me it was a lesson about receiving. And then when I came to Chile, I received a little more things here and there, and I got some help from some friends. They gave me some money, and I had friends where I could stay, and they would feed me for a while until I figured out if I want to take a flight home or what I'm going to do. And there were friends offering me to buy a flight ticket, and in case I wanted to come back. And I had got an online course for book writing, a scholarship, and that would start in the end of January. And then a friend offered me to borrow me her laptop so I could do the course. And for me it was like, okay, so I do the course, and as long as the course is happening, I'm gonna stay here, and if then nothing has figured out, I'm gonna leave. So that was my plan. And so the lesson for receiving kind of had happened, but there was a second lesson waiting. And the second lesson was about manifesting and creating, being creative. That was the second lesson that I had to learn in South America. Because then I was at my friend's place, and first I was a bit here and there, and then after New Year's I spoke to a beautiful friend and telling her my situation, and I was asking her if I can help her in the garden and the house, because she had a big beautiful farming area. And I was asking if I can help her, kind of volunteering, helping her in the garden and getting some food from the garden and staying in the house until I figured something out. And she was like, in the beginning, like, oh, I tried that before and it didn't really work, but yeah, okay, let's give it one more try and we see how it's doing with you. And I really felt like I wanted to help her to make this a beautiful place, and so I stayed there. And then the online course started, and because I had a laptop, I was able to... Oh, I got a phone from another friend until I got a new one, like a in-between time phone. So people have been gorgeous. People have been so blessing me and so kind and helpful and beautiful in that time. And then I had the online course, and because I had a laptop I could go online, and I found a job offer in Facebook. And I was like, I didn't plan to get a serious job in Chile, but that job it felt right. So I told my mom if she could send me over my certificate of the university and stuff like that. Of course I didn't have that. I just wanted to go on a travel and come back and then figure life out. I didn't plan to figure it out in South America. But then she sent me the papers, and my sister sent me a message like, girl, you're coming home. Don't apply for a job there. I want you to come home. And we both knew like, oh, I'm gonna get the job. And until I got the job, there were some weeks, I think it was like 5 or 6 weeks until I started the job after the incident in Peru. And there were like another few weeks until I had the first money. So the first money I got in cash for the first week, and then I had another month working until I really had some salary, right? But before I got even the first money, I had like 5 or 6 weeks where I didn't have any income. And I sustained myself living at the farm, and I had a beautiful, beautiful place and friends around for living and surviving. Fresh food from the garden, so that was already a beautiful, beautiful place. But then I was like, okay, life, how does it work without money? Because I can stay here and like just be in my little bubble and survive as long as I need to until I have a job. But I wanted to be free. I wanted to be free from money. So there was a moment when I was like telling the universe, hey, can we make this happen, that I have a normal, free, moving life without needing to pay? Is it possible, universe? I want to go out and dance with my friends. I want to use the metro if I want to go somewhere. I want to be able to get the things I need, like clothes, for example. So I started to think about the things that I would like to have, that I would normally do or get, and thinking about, for example, needing new contact lenses. How would I do that now if I would not have money? And then I started to get creative with that, and that was such a beautiful moment, because I started thinking out of the box. Okay, money was the normal way that I was taught. I have money, I give you money, I get something for it. But then it was like, okay, how can we do it if we start trading, for example? So I could go to the optician and tell him that I can do some energy work for him personally, or for his job, shop, whatever, what they need. I can start trading with the skills I'm having. And for going to parties, for example, beautiful opportunity arose, and my friend got offers for doing the decoration in the clubs. So I went and helped her, which was great for her and which was great for me, because I could do the decoration in the clubs, and then we had a free entry and we could celebrate all night in the clubs without needing to pay for it. And another opportunity arose that I needed clothes, but my friends were like offering me clothes for free, or trading sessions for better clothes. So I gave sessions and ceremonies to friends, and I got clothes and material comfort in exchange. So things I really needed, I was doing sessions for it. And that's how my business started. I was put in a position where I needed to use my skills. I needed to get creative. I needed to make use of what I had and offer that to people and tell them what I needed. And that's how my creativity started. That's how my business really started flowing. Because it was the first time that I was really doing it and getting something in exchange for it. Before I was always giving it for free, or or not really receiving something back. So I started to receive and have the cycle of being creative, manifesting. And there was a moment when I was sitting in this beautiful house in the beautiful garden with the beautiful people, and I started realizing, oh wow, about 1 year ago I had the idea that I wanted to find a community after my travels, and the house that was close to the city but green, so a green area. I wanted to have my own plants and my own garden, a community, a family feeling, a tribe of people where I felt like I'm belonging to, and living with those people together, celebrating life, being spiritually connected, and people where I could share the spiritual wisdom and understanding and ideas with, where I could grow and flourish and dance and have joy in life. And I was sitting there and I was like, I didn't realize it before, but this is exactly what I manifested. This is the place. This is the people. These are the people. This is this garden. This is the location. I got everything that I asked for on my trip. I was manifesting this place to find this place on my trip. My mind was completely different. It was like finding a job and knowing what I want to do in life and all those things, but I forgot that I had this wish in my heart to find this place and these people. And then I realized that my manifestation had worked and I exactly got what I wished for. I didn't say I want to find that in Germany. I forgot to put the place on earth. I just said I want to find this place on earth. And I wanted to be free from the money topic. And that also happened, right? I was completely free from money and had to learn to survive without any money. And the lesson I got there was so beautiful, and that's why I'm sharing it with you, because it helped me to make that switch in my mind to understand I don't need money. And as soon, here's the trick, as soon as I don't need any more money, everything that's coming in is a gift. I was out of the need, I was out of the fear, I learned that I survived without it. I learned that there would be something coming in without money or without me working for it. There would be creative possibilities to manifest things and to make them happen in an alternative, creative way. So I learned that even having no money meant I can still be part of the system and society. And I learned that I don't need money. And guys, that is the secret to freeing yourself from existential fears. You have everything you need in your life. You are everything you need. And all the rest is programs and concepts and thoughts and ideas that somebody, your lineage or society or the government or the system imprinted in your mind. When you free yourself from this, you don't need anything. Earth is plentiful, earth is abundant, life is abundant. Everything you need is here and ready to be served and provided for you. You just have to know what you want, ask for it, and be open to receive it. And that will delete all your fears and all your lack, and will replenish you with beautiful experience and plentiful resources. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what is your experience with the money topic, with existential fears, how you found it in your life, what is your struggle with it, and let me know the steps that you did to overcome it and the lessons you learned. I would love to know about that, and I'm wishing you a good inspiration, a beautiful, colorful day, and I see you soon.